This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. I hope everyone's having a great start to their weekend. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot. We might even go past our hour-long show and just drop off a Huddle Sports Network and keep on going. See how, depends on what's going on with everybody. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and bring on our co-hosts. First of all, we got the Mr. DolFan Winners.
What's going on, Paul? How you feeling tonight, brother?
I feel like crap, but the show must go on.
Absolutely.
Let's bring on our middle-aged bearded wonder, Mr. John O'Hanlon. He's back.
What's up, everybody? Don't have all of my voice, but got most of it back.
I'm glad you're back. That's all that matters. Let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and throw the link out in the chat. So it's there.
Where do we start, man? If this, ladies and gentlemen, that's watching, I know it's only about 2 people only watching. We're just starting the show. If you are not excited for this upcoming season, something is wrong with you. Especially if you are a Miami Dolphins fan, just like the 3 of us. We just locked in the man that we needed to lock in, and we still have money to play with, and that's exciting. That's exciting to me. Lyric got a lot of gripe from a lot of the fan base because he couldn't get it done with 2, and guess what? He got it done. Fans were kind of sitting there on the edge about Tyreek finishing his career here, and today he finally got it done. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we might sit there and maybe want to give Greer a little bit more credit than he definitely deserves. He deserves a lot more than what he deserves because he just did something that we've been trying for a minute. They're going to lock these guys up, and they finally locked these guys in. Now it is time to get down to business and at the matters at hand.
Yes. I want you to start off talking about Tua's interview. I didn't get to see all of it, so you know more about what his interview was all about.
I want to ask John this too. Did you watch the interview with Tua today? It was like a 12-minute interview.
I didn't see the one today. No.
All right, so it was definitely a different Tua. It was definitely a different energy Tua, more of a leadership Tua, and you can see that he was way more looser, way more comfortable. But he sat there and made a very interesting comment about accountability. And if you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you will be called out. I don't know exactly verbatim what he said, but if you go back and watch that interview, and it was today's Miami Dolphins, like the press conferences with the different players, he mentioned that, and that's huge because I'm going to remember that for him as well. He's the focal point of this team. He is the leader of this team. And you can start to see that he wants to take that leadership role. And he's just like the defense. He said, we don't want to be bullied anymore. We want to be the bullies. And I'm loving that mentality now. And that's the mentality I've been waiting to hear from these guys for a long time. So
I agree with you. Really, I do, because I did catch like the first 3 or 4 minutes of it.
Right.
And then he was not the usual just clammed up Tua that you would usually see come out there and stuff. And it was funny because what I loved was when he came out talking about this thing's a little wobbly here. Like I guess it's I guess it's a cardboard underneath or something. And one of the reporters goes, "Well, I know who's got the money to get a new one." And Tua goes, "Yeah, so do I, Tyreek." Yeah, where's Tyreek?
So, I mean, I'm excited, man. I am so excited now to sit there and have what we have locked in. We can worry about Holland next season. We can worry about Chubb next season. We can worry about Phillips next season. We can worry about a few people next season. About now, everybody that we needed to have locked up is locked in. And that's what I like about us right now. We don't have to worry about any contract talks for a minute.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, it's going to come down to just doing what we got to do at this point. Being at training camp all week, there was a lot of things going on. Tua is a different Tua on the field as well. If you were actually there watching camp, you could see the things that he was doing different than he has in the past. Jorge Callis, Timothy Whiteman, and Toby Finn's fan, thank you for joining us. Have any questions, throw them out there. There was far less bad center exchanges in the last 2 days of training camp compared to the first 2 days, especially Tuesday. But even the last 2 days, if it was up to me at all, which it's not, Mike White was still terrible. I mean, several of his balls were in the ground, not even close to being caught. I really think he's going to be out, or unless they can get him traded. But if anybody's watching camp, any other teams are watching camp, which they always are in one way or another, they're not going to want to pick him up, I don't think.
Well, a lot of beef said the first preseason game is in 6 days. That will be against the Atlanta Falcons this Friday coming up. So a lot of things will be answered. A lot of things will be, I won't say answer right away. We'll sit there and see the fluidity of both quarterbacks, which would be Mike White and also Skylar Thompson. Mike White, 9 times out of 10, I have the first and second, and Skylar might have the third and fourth, or vice versa. Because 2 of those guys are playing in that game the first game. The second game probably be the only game you might see the starters, and then the third games are going to be the guys that are trying to sit there and make the cut for the team. And that's usually how that goes down. So, with that being said, I mean, I expect to see a lot out of our backups because, that is a big question mark for us. If, God forbid, Tua goes down, we have to make sure we have a backup that's going to be, I won't say is equal because you're going to ask a lot. You're asking a lot of a backup, but at least to be efficient enough to lead the team to at least a victory where, the defense can at least help out a lot on a leeway. If you can get us this, we can do this for you, and that would be the mentality of the team that would go for the position. So.
John, you got anything?
No, I mean, it's wait for the first preseason. We're going to see a lot of the second, third string guys, see who's going to make an impact to get on the team. As far as White goes, I mean, we signed him. I didn't like it as a signing anyway. I mean, yeah, he's a veteran, but he came from the Jets, and that's where quarterbacks go to die, whether they're rookies or 20 years in. You go over there, and your career is over.
Right.
Yeah. Well, here's a question I want to ask for y'all. This first preseason game, the over-under is 36 or 36.5. Which are you going, over or under?
Over.
Yeah, I would say over.
Yeah.
Yeah, even TD Finns was saying he believes that because TD, he breaks it down quite well. But he'll be the first one to tell you that get other people's opinions. Don't just listen to mine. Do your own research.
Mhm.
But he believes that it's possible that Dolphins will score more than 36 themselves.
Yeah,
So
they most definitely can.
yeah, I agree, and that's where I'd even take that bet on going over, most definitely. It's going to be. See, the weather shouldn't be too bad down there. It all depends on when this storm gets out in the Gulf, if it keeps going in the direction it's going, or if it decides to make a turn or not. We know how those things can be. At least I do. 1 minute it's heading directly away from you, and next thing it's heading directly at you. Yeah, there was a lot of good things I saw in training camp, especially with Tua. He was not throwing the ball to his first read or even his second read a lot of times. He was, in the past he would look at his first read, look at his second read, and then he'd go back to his first read because that's where it was meant to go or something. He's actually making some changes himself. He's getting the third read in there, and he could look at. He's actually seeing, well, that first read's not going to work like it's supposed to. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over here, stuff like that. He never did that the last 2 years, and I know this is his fifth year, but the first year I don't even count because to me he should have never been playing the first year. And I'm not saying it's Coach Flores' fault or anything, because we don't know. We are not part of that discussion of, Ross and Greer telling him, they want him in there now and stuff or anything, for all we know.
Right.
But I personally don't feel he should have been playing that first year because he started less than a year after a major injury like that. So I don't count his first year at all, really, myself. And that's my opinion, my choice. And
I kind of agree with you, but it's every year counts. That to me, the first year is your learning year. That's why I hate when teams draft these young kids and throw them right in there, because in a year or two they're calling them busts. No, you threw them straight into the fire. Did Marino start his career off first game rookie year? No, Jim Kelly didn't. Brett Favre didn't. There's so many of them that you can name. Steve Young. These guys sat, they waited, they learned, they played. Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love. I mean, these guys got to sit and learn before they ever got in a game.
And I agree with that method. They need to, because it is a totally different scheme, a totally different build-up, outcome, everything.
Oh, the NFL game is totally different in college. College, you're playing some of these teams that, they're just there to collect a paycheck. Your school's a lot bigger than their school. You've got better recruiting. Now you're in the NFL. These are the elite of the elite.
Go ahead, guys. Give me a minute.
Good.
You get to the NFL and you're playing against bigger, stronger, faster guys at every position. You're not playing a kid who's, thrown in there because, hey, he's third string and, the first two guys got hurt and now he's playing. And even if you are, it's a third string guy who's in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they really need to work these guys and make them all projects. A lot of these rookies, whether it's quarterback, whether it's defense, offense, I did catch the Chan interview. I don't know if you saw that one, Winners.
No, I didn't see the Chan interview.
It was a good interview. He basically said, Raheem Mostert helped him out a lot. Raheem went up to him to help him out with things and everything. Because as he said, he didn't have a clue.
Right.
And he said he gives all the credit to Raheem, and he goes, because of the way he felt, he's done the same thing with Jalen Wright. He goes, but he says Jalen Wright is a lot farther than he ever was this time last year. And so it's going to be real interesting to see this. I think we're going to have one of the definitely a top 10, if not a top 5 running back crew.
Right.
And especially with the way they're using them too. I mean, they're using Machan as a slot receiver at times.
Correct.
Well, I mean, it's what I've seen in training camp. So, and there was plays that just were a bit different. The thing is, especially with Tyreek, anybody who does that in motion play because of the rule, quote, change, not a change. Y'all read that, right? Okay. That rule's been around. If you read the whole thing, that rule's been around. What they're doing is asking the refs to keep a closer eye on the people in motion, making sure they're not taking that step towards the line before the ball is snapped.
Right.
That is the only thing. It's not a new rule, even though they called it a new rule.
Well, you got to think that was called a lot this past season. There's a lot of, because you had some teams that got away with it, some teams didn't get away with it. And that was definitely an issue and a problem. So,
Yeah. Welcome to the panel, OG.
what's up, OG?
He's on mute now because I heard some static. I don't know if he got rid of it.
Okay.
Is that better?
Nah, there's still a lot of static. That's better.
Well, anyway, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting year. There's a lot of new stuff going on. We have the dogs in the fight, and if you haven't noticed it, didn't see it, we are not going to be bullied anymore, as they say. We're most definitely going to be doing the bullying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I said I'm excited. Definitely.
I did see the interview with Snead.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said that he talked to Tua when he got there about the comment he made a year and a half ago and apologized for it. And, they both of them said it's water under the bridge. They're not going to worry about it. And he's just there to be a veteran leader and wants to help the team. And he's a hometown kid. He's right from the area. I forget what he said, but it was right near Fort Lauderdale.
It's from West Palm.
Yeah, West Palm. So he's happy to be wearing the colors and he's glad he's there. So let's see if he can make an impact.
Yeah, I mean, watching him in camp, he had some good catches and stuff, and he looked good out there. I know people say he's going to be a camp body, but hell, if he can be out there when we need him and make those catches like he was doing in camp, and people have to remember, first of all, you got to take camp with a grain of salt. They're not showing you not even 1/4 of what they're going to be doing. It's basically a show for us. It's a show for us to get us, to get us psyched up for the season. And the preseason games, you got to take with a grain of salt. Let's put it this way, let's say we lose on Friday and you get all pissed off and upset about it, then you don't know what the hell you're watching.
Yeah. Preseason is preseason. It's got nothing to do with the regular season except finding your guys, figuring out what's going to, who's going to work, who's not going to work. They don't even run out a lot of the plays they're going to use in a regular season. So they're looking at talent. They're not looking at, going out there and score 40 points in a preseason game.
I mean, how many times have the Super Bowl champion gone 0-3 in the preseason?
And nobody remembers that come Super Bowl time.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And it's even like back in the day, going back to, the 70s, when there were 6 preseason games. I believe Miami went 3-3, and then they went undefeated during the season. People don't remember that though.
Right.
Is it still staticky?
No, that's
So that
better.
sounds good, OG. What's going on? What's on your mind, OG?
My bad. That was my fans. I didn't even think about that. I apologize.
He's trying to.
It's
Your
so
fans
hot
are
trying to
behind
stay-
you cheering?
It's so hot in Texas. I gotta have fans on too, plus the air. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, I thought you meant you had fans behind you cheering for you.
Oh no, I wish. So, like I said, I respect y'all show. I watch all the time. I just wanted to chime in on. I had watched, listened to Travis Wingfield's podcast because there wasn't really that many details of the practice from people that went because it got canceled, right? So he said something that stood out to me. And he says, Paul, you've been there, so maybe you can help. Like, he said Tua did something that he's never seen a quarterback do. And he turned his body like, how a right-hand quarterback does his drop back. He's the way he's facing. He says Tua is doing that and flipping his body and throwing a certain route that they've been working on. And he was like, he's never seen that. So for defenses, I'm thinking like, wow, that's something that if you're not used to seeing, that he's elevating this game. He's progressing. That's something.
I agree with you. I agree with that. This whole new quarterback coaching that he went through and everything, he is a different player. He is really a different player, a different man. He's doing a lot more than he's ever done. So yeah.
And then he said the drive that they reported that none of them guys reported that Tyreek and Waddle wasn't in that series, on that scenario. He did that with the Malik Washington, Janu, and A-Train. None of the main guys was out there. So, and that tells me that he's a different guy. He's locked in. Like, when you can do that without your two big guns on the field, like, that's what you want to see. But the thing that last thing before something that stuck out to me that he said got me worried. McDaniel. He said they got down to the 5-yard line and it was third and something. H had dropped one. Play on third and goals I forgot what he said, but it's basically at the goal line, and he threw a fade to him and it was incomplete. And it came back on 4th down and threw it and scored. Like, he's not running the ball. Like, I get maybe it was the time in the scenario of the drive because there was no more timeouts. He ran everything down play for play, but it just seemed like if you're 1 yard away, like, you got to at least try it one time. But he did say the plays was getting in quick, something that we was dealing with the last 2 years.
And that's something we've asked for. Yeah, that's something we have brought up several times about getting those plays in quicker and stuff. And I think he's giving a little bit more leeway to Tua at the same time.
Right. I think Tua knows the verbiage, so they probably condensed it since he knows the playbook back. He should know it backwards and forwards by now. So maybe in certain scenarios, he's just calling a certain play that's not that long, and they're just able to run it quick. I don't know. I'm just, I'm a fan. I'm just guessing, but that was good to hear that he mentioned that.
OG, we love the fact you're on here. We really appreciate you joining us. And it doesn't matter. We want everyone's opinions on what they hear, what they think, what they see. And it's definitely a different player. I would like to see more running the ball on these third and shorts and stuff instead of trying to pass it.
He said it was fast all the way down, but it was under 2 minutes. So I get when that. Maybe,
and at the same time, well, if it's under 2 minutes, a lot of times they're working on that pass because that's the only way to stop the ball. Really, if it's incomplete, time stops. If they catch it and they're out of bounds, the time stops. running the ball very rarely, especially if you're out of timeouts. You know,
He
you
said
don't get
it was 2 left. Like, he gave the whole series, it was 2 timeouts. They used both of them on the drive. So that's probably why he didn't run it at the end, because there was no timeout. That's why I said I'm giving leeway, but that's just still I guess I gotta wait till the season to start to see if he's changed on that. That's all.
no. That's great. I appreciate that because I don't know where I was at that. But was that today on the inside training and all, or
Yeah, Travis said that was
okay?
at practice today.
Yeah, because the practice for the people was canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went and listened to his podcast to see what he took
Well,
from.
yeah, and that's something, you know, what I like what I hope is that when it comes down to the 2-minute warning of halftime or the 2-minute warning of fourth quarter, I'm hoping that we still have 2 timeouts left, unlike last year so many times we didn't.
And that's a fact.
TFTG, thank you for joining us. EM,
Yeah.
your cousin Michael Winters just joined us.
What's up, Michael Winters?
Yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of changes going on. Tua is not the same guy he's been the last couple years. And like you said in an interview, he had the swagger, he had the leadership in that interview, joking around. Where in the last couple years, he'd go to interview, he was just like, yes, okay. He very short answered and everything.
Right.
The
confidence, you can see that's like confidence.
Yeah,
that's where you can
$200 million brought him out of his shell.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Hell yeah.
Well, I tell you what, another thing is we do definitely have some dogs in the fight this year on both sides of the ball. Have you heard anything about that, OG?
Yeah, I'm high on the pickups they did in all season.
Yeah. If you didn't hear about the scuffle that broke out on Monday or Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. Jalen Wright was running the ball. Cater Kohu got in there. I don't know who got rough with who. No, John will not be down for the preseason games.
No, but I'll be down there week 1. I'll be in Friday and stay till the next Saturday for the 2 games.
I don't know exactly who got rough with who to begin with, but Cater went after Jalen Wright. And then Patrick Paul picked up Cater and was about to suplex him, body slam him, or something. Patrick Paul was protecting his offensive line or offensive running back, his offensive guy, which is we want guys like that. And I know Patrick Paul is a rookie and supposedly a project. And maybe OG or John can answer our question, winners.
All right.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Go ahead.
When you're a quarterback, is the left guard, or is it when you're looking at the offense? The left guard is on.
When you're looking at the offense from them behind, left guard is your left because you're standing there facing their backsides.
So it's from the quarterback's view.
Quarterback's perspective, running back perspective, left guard, left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. So it goes left to right while you're looking at their backs.
Okay. So Teron Armstead's a left tackle, but he's not on Tua's blind side. The right.
No, because Tua's left-handed. So when Tua turns his shoulders, he's facing the left side of the line.
It's the right tackle who's Tua's blind side.
Right. Right tackle, right guard is his blind side.
And I forget which side. Patrick Paul was actually being played at left guard, not the
Yeah.
tackle.
Okay.
So, which is nice because then they're going to make him a multi-positional player.
Right.
They're
Ben,
working on.
you put him and Armstead on the same side. Yeah, those are two big guys.
Yeah, exactly. If he starts playing, if he gets it down, because I know he's working on things himself. But he gets it down. And even Lester Cotton, I seen things this year in training camp I didn't see last year. Like Lester Cotton had, I guess, part of a playbook or something after practice was all over with, and he's out there on the field looking at playbooks and doing some moves, looking at playbook, doing some moves, So he's in it to, he wants to make sure he makes part of the team.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for that 53-man roster this year.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough. Michael Winters, Patrick Paul's not 6'8", not that it makes much of a difference. He's 6'7", but he is 331 pounds. It's Calais Campbell that's 6'8", but he's 311 pounds. Calais Campbell on the defense, 6'8", 311 pounds. It's a boy you don't want to mess with.
Yeah,
Absolutely right on that.
Spacey.
I mean, either one, I don't know. I mean, I would have to do my best to be the bigger dog of going up against either one of them.
Guess we lost OG, huh?
Yeah, I guess he went out.
Yeah, he bailed out, and it's kind of like, shoo.
Scotty's asking, may he ask where I heard Paul was playing left guard. I was at training camp. He was at left guard at times. Not all the time, but he was at left guard. I haven't seen or heard much of reports on him through, there's been no interviews with him and stuff. And I haven't seen anything in anybody's writings about him really, hardly. I mean, we all know he's going to be a project. He might not hardly play at all this year, except as a backup, for all we know. Because he still has a lot to learn, because McDaniel's scheme is not that easy. And even Achan in his interview was saying that it's a lot to learn.
Right. Very complicated.
He wasn't at left guard all the time, but when I did see him at times, he was at left guard. I mean, they're trying to work him in. It would be great if he could be left guard and, like John said, and Armstead left tackle. I don't think anybody would be able to get through that side if it works out right.
Yeah, that's a lot of beef on the left side.
Yes, sir.
Which then, if those two work out and stay healthy, now the center can actually cheat to help the right side a little more.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, you're welcome, Scotty. I'm just telling you what I see. I up here on the panel, and I'm going to put the link out there again.
Hey, not everything at camp gets reported. There's not people that are watching so you can't see everything all the time. So.
You'd have to tell me what number Jack Driscoll is wearing. Michael Winters, you should know my memory is not the best. Tell me what number he's wearing. I could tell you if he was at right guard or not. I mean, they've been having people in and out at right guard, right tackle, and all that. Because we have a lot of right now. I mean, we have a lot of backup. Until we get cut down to that 53-man roster. It's something. You want to join us? 75. Yeah, if I'm correct, he was in there on the right side some. Yeah, I mean, that's one of his positions, I believe. Anyway, yeah, he was on the right side, whether it was guard or tackle. I can't remember right offhand, but I remember seeing 75 on the right side. Let's see. Scotty's saying, first-hand sighting, I will not dispute. I'm glad you were able to see it. He's never played left guard before, so it's interesting to hear they are trying. Not sure he can pull it, but I guess we'll see. Well, that's the whole thing. They're trying to get him to play left guard, I think, because he's supposed to be actually eventually filling in for Armstead at left tackle. So if they can get him started at left guard and get him to work out at left guard, I mean, with him and Armstead up there, it's going to be pretty much unstoppable, I would say. Anybody out there sorry, John, real quick. Anybody out there want to join us? You know, the link is up there. The link's available. Come on up and join us.
And you got to remember, anybody that says, you know, Paul is a project or is going to need work or going to need time, where did you hear that from?
The reporters, the talking heads.
The talking heads on TV that are analyzing it and getting paid to sit there and say things. And listen, the Dolphins took him for a reason. They saw something in him. They liked him. That's why they picked him.
Jaconda, I agree with you on that. Jaconda saying we need to sign Connor Williams for guard. If Brewer goes down, then we can slide Connor over to this take the snaps since he has the experience. But to add Connor would be great for the Miami. Yes, it would. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what kind of dispute they have between each other and everything.
There's no dispute. From what I'm understanding and what I've read, he has visited a couple other teams, and none of those teams offered him a contract because he is not healthy. His agent came out and said he was healthy enough to play, but he visited at least 2 teams that I heard of, and they did not offer him a contract or sign him or even put him through a physical because he is not healthy.
Not good.
Scotty saying it's just his size that makes me question if he can pull down the line. I wouldn't want to be a defensive guy not paying attention when he's trucking. Yeah. Well, exactly. But you got to realize he's a big boy, but he's got some speed on him too. And that's just like you know, someone to look out for in the future years. He's starting at Oklahoma this year, as I've talked about before, is Eddie Pierre-Louis. He's 6'3", 330 pounds, but that boy runs track. He runs a 100-meter dash in a sub-13. You wouldn't want him coming. Raphael Courtright, thank you, brother. Yes, people, if you have not subscribed to us, please go on YouTube and subscribe to us. Mama Maria.
Papa Paul. Hey guys. Hey guys. I said, let me jump on for a few minutes.
You're still at work?
I'm still at work. I said, let me jump on. I ran outside for a few minutes. I'll jump on for 5 minutes.
She got called into work, Thursday?
I got called into work Thursday. I worked.
She just sat down at training camp and they called her.
Yep. And I wound up pulling a double. But it's okay. It's okay. So what's everyone doing?
Just talking about training camp. Talking about what we love.
There you go.
Happy Tyreek finally got his money.
He got his. I haven't been on Facebook all day. They signed him. They did it today.
Yeah,
they
did. 90 million over the next 3 years. I think 63 guaranteed.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
That puts his total guarantee at like 106. No more years, just more money.
Yeah, well, actually, it's a total of 3 years because I thought he was supposed to be gone after 20. Well, no, that is 3 years, 24, 25, 26. So he was going to be gone. I thought he was going to be gone after 25, actually.
No, 26. They didn't add any years. They just gave him more money.
Oh. Yeah. Nothing. Well, we all know he needs it for all them kids.
Yeah. And for him to have more. And that's why Tua needs it too.
Tua's only got 2.
Tua's got 4. It's going to be his wife is pregnant with twins.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Wow.
Well, congratulations to him.
Yeah, his wife is pregnant with twins.
You know, and that's what happens during the off season because they don't get anything during the season, so they get busy afterward.
No, Tyreek has children with many different months of birthdays.
Well, I understand that. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't see it. No, Mr. Polk is joining us. Crazy Dolphin, how you doing?
Hey, Mr. Polk.
Hey, good. I was going Papa Dolphin winners, John, and Maria. I've been asking about you for the longest.
All right, I've got to pop off. I've got to go back into work. I just wanted to stop on and say peace, love, fins up. Talk to you all later. You're on tomorrow morning, right?
Yes.
You're going to be on in the morning?
Yep.
All right, I'll pop on my way, on my drive
Okay,
in.
we love you, hon.
Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Fins up.
Fins up. What's up, Mr. Paul?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Good.
John's got his voice back.
Most of it.
We're in trouble now.
That's okay. Yeah, so Tyreek got his money. I think it's 65 million guaranteed.
Yeah, it's in the 60s guaranteed. Real quick, I want to thank everyone who supported doing the shirt. I have a shirt that's been signed by Vernon Carey. Let's see, Wheeler, Raheem Mostert. Oh, I got Joe Rose on the shirt also.
Nice.
And I even got Raheem Mostert to write on the shirt, peace, love, and fins up. So that'll be raffled off once I just want to get some more autographs on it and stuff. And I'm going to see if he's available for this Wednesday night. There's a possibility we're going to have Vernon Carey on Wednesday night.
Okay.
He was very excited when I asked him about being on our podcast.
Nice.
So
All right.
that'll be a good show.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mr. Polk, what have you come across on your studies of the Dolphins with how you find out your information?
I'll be getting like emails from the Fins tailgate, and and also sometimes I would jump on the browser and type in the Miami Dolphins, and I do it every so often. That's how sometimes I get the news quick, and as soon as I get it, I try to share it, especially with Dolphin Nation 305 administrators.
Yeah. Well,
When is no?
Isn't it amazing how we get this info so quick now?
Yes.
Well, yesterday I got to sit in the VIP tent, so I filled up on food and water while I was there yesterday.
Okay.
So, because when you're in the VIP tent, your water and all that, the food that they have out there is all free.
Yeah, comes with the package.
So I got lucky. My rep was actually there, and I talked to him, and he was able to get me in the VIP tent.
Nice.
Yeah, that was very good.
I told him, I said, you need to stop taking these vacations right before training camp.
Oh.
But it's been a good day. I've had a blast, Mr. Polk. It's been fun. And seeing a lot of interesting things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see.
I'm more excited about the season starting. What preseason game will be this Friday coming up? Can't wait.
Yep. I got a question for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
With what you have heard and what you have seen, and people out in the listening to everything, I wanted to hear from y'all as well. I want to hear one player you would be surprised that you thought would make the 53-man roster that you're not so sure they're going to make it now.
I would say Easy E.
Okay.
I would say there's too many to even try to talk about it. You got Easy, you got Barrios, you got, there's just so many guys because they got 90 bodies in camp. And some of them some of them have been around. I mean, if Barrios gets cut, it wouldn't surprise me. If they keep him, I think it's going to be for special teams only. But with the young kids, they may not need him. Even though they just re-signed him again, but Wilson, he's under contract, but he could get traded and cut.
Go ahead, Saul.
I'm thinking about Ahmed. Ahmed might get cut because we have a deep running back core.
Right.
I mean, Easy E is definitely a person up there.
Craig Crab.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I believe Easy E is going to be out. Raphael says defensive tackle Tart. Scotty says Tyndall.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Tyndall, we haven't seen nothing in 2 years.
Yeah.
Cam Smith, from what I understand, is doing good in camp, so he may be solidifying his place on the team, but who knows?
Right.
He got a little dinged up also. And also Solomon Ahmed, they say he was wearing a boot on his leg or something like that. So he may
wasn't he put on the PUP list, I thought?
I don't know.
I think he was put on the non-football related PUP list is what it was.
Oh.
Yeah, he was. He was, but that don't mean they won't cut him.
Oh, yeah, no.
Right.
Cam Smith is hurt, Raphael saying. Cam Smith's been hurt, but from what I gathered, it's nothing serious from what Coach had said.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's not serious.
Timothy Washington, join us. We have an open panel. Tim saying Armstead, Wynn, Brewer, Liam, and Austin Jackson are as starters. Backup, he has Lamb, R. Jones at left guard, M. Jones at right guard, and Driscoll at right tackle. Well, I'm just hoping, I've seen a lot of, Brewer is improving on his snaps. I know it's a matter of quarterback relationship. I just hope it keeps getting better and doesn't get any worse.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think we're all going to be surprised by the cuts this year.
Yeah, they just went and picked up a guy who plays center, I think right guard, left guard. In fact, they signed him today.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of players that we're going to be shocked to see cut. I don't think they're going to cut Barrios, only for the fact of during kickoffs and punt returns in practice, he was the main guy that was receiving the ball. That's the only reason I say they won't cut Barrios.
Yeah, special team player.
Another player that I honestly think might have trouble making the team is going to be Jonnu Smith. I mean,
I think they gave him a little too much money to cut him.
But if he can't catch the ball, and in camp he has not caught hardly anything.
Well, you got to remember he's got to get used to that left-handed spin.
I understand that, but it's still he's got to get it done. Jacana, there's always one or two people every year cut that no one expected. Yeah, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more than one or two this year because we got a ton of veterans and a lot of good talent on our team this year. And no, I didn't realize it, Tim, that Scotty didn't put Paul in there. Yeah, Patrick Paul. Well, Tim says he's got Patrick Paul as third string left tackle. Well, yeah, Patrick Paul is definitely making the team. I can tell you that. It's going to be a lot of things going on.
My nickname for Paul is Paul the Wall, because that's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You know what? When he's, when he makes a team, I might have to get a shirt made up like that. Paul the Wall.
He's probably the biggest guy we've had on the offensive line since Richmond Webb.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I think you're totally right on that, John. Yes, Julian Hill is having a great, impressive camp. I agree with you, Scotty. Yeah, and Braxton will probably stay because of Taj Washington injury. So I agree with that too, Tim. It's just a lot of interesting things going on. I mean,
hey, listen, it's better to have to worry about who they're cutting than not having enough guys to actually want to keep 55.
Well, I mean, that's almost like what it was the last 2 years. Like, well, we need this, we need that, and we didn't have any real backups. And this year we had plenty of it.
Yeah, more depth than the past 2 years on either side.
Andrew Myers. I'm trying to think. What position did he play, Tim, and what number does he have? I have to see if I can recall it, seeing that number. Because some of the guys, when they're out there in camp practice, it's hard to tell who exactly it is because they roll their shirts up, so you can't see the complete number.
Yeah, well, that's because it's hot as hell out there.
Oh, yeah, it's 91 degrees with 99% humidity, 1% and it's raining. Kind of what we need to do is go ahead and bolster the offensive line so that way when two of Craps of bed come to the end of the season, he has no excuses or why. Look at the puppy dog.
Say hi to you guys. Say hello to douche.
Now, is he one of the boxers that tend to slobber a lot?
No, he doesn't slobber a lot, but he loves licking his face and jumping all over. He's a typical boxer.
Yeah.
And then my other guy's over here licking my elbow.
Well, my daughter's got a boxer mix, and you really got to watch out for her. She not only loves loving you and everything, but if you're don't be talking around her because she will literally slip you the tongue.
Oh, he'll do the same thing. If he gets a chance, he loves licking.
I mean, there's been a time or two where my mouth's been caught open and that dog's tongue's gone in there and like, ugh. Oh, this number 60 center at Meyer. He's been in a couple times, and yeah, because I know at one time they even pulled Brewer out because Brewer was having such a tough time, and I don't know if he was in there at the time or if they threw Eichenberg in there. They probably threw him in there to see how he would do because they know how Eichenberg can do. Yes, I understand what you meant when Tua craps the bed. Jaconda, I know you're not a big Tua fan, but he is our quarterback. I actually have been impressed with him, how he has improved on everything that everyone has ever said about him and stuff. Does he have the rocket arm? Can he throw the 60, 70-yard pass? Not necessarily. But he's more accurate than throwing that rocket. There's quarterbacks that you don't have to have a rocket arm to be an elite quarterback or anything. Will he be an elite quarterback? I'm not saying that. I don't know. But his off-season work ethics, I love because not many guys do it like he does.
Yeah, because he started right after the season was over with. He went out to California and started working out with a quarterback coach and some other people. So I give kudos to him for that.
Well, you missed it earlier, Mr. Polk, where we were talking about his interview today. Did you see his interview today?
No.
Well, he's got a totally different swagger to himself, and he's really, I mean, he's a different person. Even watching him in camp, he's a different person.
Yeah, I heard about that. Raphael just said, it's talking about the guy I was trying to bring up that we just picked up today.
Oh,
But I don't know if he's a body count though.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
If he's going to be a center, I mean, Brewer might be out because Brewer's the one who's been having a lot of difficulties with the quarterback exchange.
Yeah, with Sean Hollow, he plays center, I think right guard and left guard, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't say if he's gonna,
Scotty, you're saying you would love to make an offer for Daniels. Now we have cap room. Daniels who? I'm not familiar with a whole lot of players from other teams and all. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to do a commercial break, and we're going to cut Huddle Sports Network and keep going because it's going good.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, you go.
Okay.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
We still here, man. We still here.
Okay. Let me just drop Huddle Sports Network. We appreciate everyone on Huddle watching us. Y'all have a good night. Peace, love, and fins up over there.
Peace, love, and fins up, Huddle.
Huddle.
Okay. Scotty's talking about right guard from Pittsburgh. Well, you know what? Anybody that will help the team out, I'm all up for. But that's up to Greer and Coach McDaniels. The fact is, I could see a lot of changes still going on between now and the time we get to the 53-man cut.
Yeah, because some of the teams going to be cutting some guys that we may be able to use.
Oh, yeah. Once we make that cut to 53 and every other team does the same thing, you're going to see even more moves. Somebody we cut, somebody else is going to pick up. Somebody that somebody else cuts, we're going to pick up.
Yeah.
Yep. He's on his last year of a – Scotty's saying he's on his last year of a contract. He's 26 and only $8.5 million and fits the system perfectly. Well, that's not for me to say, but –
no, Scotty's right because somebody I was on a podcast earlier today, and somebody was bringing up the same. I don't know the guy's name, but the same person, the guard from Pittsburgh Steelers. So I heard about that too, Scotty. You're right on that.
Who do we think starts season on IL? Well, Scotty says, Chubb, Good, and Win. Well, Good, Chubb, I can see. Good, I don't know. He was actually out there playing the other day, I thought. He wasn't yesterday. He might not have been playing the day before. I don't know. I
So
can't.
Cameron Good is injured.
Is he?
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, he's injured.
Okay. Then he was just out there. He's been out there the whole time. So yeah, it's possible he'll be on LA. Is Win injured too?
I don't know about when.
I don't know either, but I mean, my whole thing is the team, if they're doing it for a reason, so they don't sit there and further hurt themselves. So it might be a reason why they're doing it. So I wouldn't sit there and be very alarmed about that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, Scotty said Win is on the pup and not practicing.
okay. I know Teron Armstead's been out there practicing, and he's looking good.
Yeah.
Right.
OBJ was on site yesterday.
That's a good thing. That's a real good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, so now we got two veteran wide receivers. OBJ.
And OBJ, I mean, I got a great close-up shot of him,
Mm-hmm.
which I wish I could have got it up on the screen, but maybe I can another way. Just give me a second. Y'all go talk.
No problem.
Yeah, like I said, the most exciting rumor on the Dolphins team is the tight end situation. So I'm definitely excited to see how that turns out.
I mean, I think it's just a timing thing with Tua and Jonnu Smith. I'm not going to sit there. Everybody, let's rewind this. Everybody has a bad day, and we're talking about practice. So I'm not going to sit there and get bent out of shape and thinking somebody's going to get cut just after one bad day. I'm not going to do that. It comes down to what happens in preseason, and then as Jonnu is here to stay. I don't see him going anywhere. Now, other players, we don't know. But Jonnu, I don't think Jonnu is going anywhere. They put him in here for a reason. That's another speedy target for Tua to get. So I really believe that. And I'll be honest with you, what people are failing to realize is Smite is still a part of this offense also.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Durham Smite, Julian Hill,
Mm-hmm.
and then we picked up the guy from Kansas City, the young guy.
Right.
We also got Jonas Smith and what's the other name? Well, Connors. I think that's the other tight end name.
Yeah, well, the problem with that is I think there's too many tight ends in there. I think you're only going to keep 3 or 4 of them. So I think we have 5 or 6 in the room. So a couple of them are going to be gone.
Yeah, for sure. And Durham Smite right now is the veteran of the tight end room.
Papa Paul, you there?
Yeah, I'm here listening.
So you can put it up.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, because we got you on here twice now.
Yeah.
Paul trying to spread himself around.
Enjoying the love.
At 6'5", he can.
Well, that's like I told Zach Steeler when I got his autograph yesterday as well. I said, Biggie and I like it when you come over because you're one of the few guys around that we have to look up to.
So I think we got a couple 6-8ers on our team, one on offense, one on defense.
Well,
6'7", 6'8", yeah.
6'7", 6'8", yeah, right in that area. They're close enough; it doesn't really matter. An inch isn't going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump off, guys. I'll see you in the morning.
John, we'll see you in the morning, brother. You take care of yourself, man. Peace, love, friends, and family.
Peace, love, and fins up, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to get. Okay. Just trying to get this to share, but I guess I'm going to have to try and send it myself. I'll send it to share it on Facebook, and then I can get it.
Exactly. Just do it tomorrow morning. We can have it for tomorrow morning.
I got it taken care of. Let me jump out of this. Yeah, I'm out of that. So, but yeah, it was a great day and time at training camp. If you weren't there, you missed a lot.
Right.
Um,
And rightfully so. Like, that's why I was happy that you were there. So you've seen it with your own eyes, what was going on, what the vibe was, what, this, that, and the other. And I'm happy you were down there because you got to see that first and foremost and firsthand. So you were able to you can sit there and give your critique on the matters at hand. So I really love the fact that you were down there, and to all the Miami Dolphin fans that are able to go down there, I'm saddened by the fact that the fans were not able to have the open practice at the stadium today, but Mother Nature decided to sit there and, decided to make things a little difficult for the Miami Dolphins and the fans. So
there's the OBJ.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's see. Then there's Jack Sealer and I.
Right.
And I know let's see. There's OBJ with Waddle and whoever that is. I can't tell. But I got a good picture somewhere of OBJ with Coach Weaver. And Jason Sarney loved it. So there's Mike McDaniels. This is training camp. Nick Needham, Jalen Ramsey. He's trying to sweat it off, that's for sure. I'll look for Coach Weaver later, but you see what I've been looking at and what I've done at training camp right there. So,
right.
Okay.
And that was just one day right there. I was showing y'all.
Right. I saw you last night, Crazy Dolphin. I seen you on the TFTG. Shout out to the Fins tailgate. I seen you on there on the panel for a little bit. Can you give us an insight on what the topics of the matters at hand was over there? Because I listened to some of it, but then I sat there and had some things to take care of.
They were talking about a little bit of everything, but basically it was about training camp and some of the players who were playing, who looked good and what have you. Also, the big issue was about Tua and the improvements that he's trying to make was a big discussion. His training, off season training, the way he looks, his attitude.
Right.
They played like a little conference that he gave, and he sounds different. He sounds more of a, what's the word? He has more of a leadership, sound more like a leader. They also said that he's picked up on reading the defense and what have you. The other big
Yes.
talk that they are hoping that Coach McDaniels will sort of pull the reins off the tour and let him start doing some things more on its own.
And you could almost see that in the practices and stuff. Real
Right.
quick, I want to talk. Scotty is talking about, and Tim are talking back and forth that they think Ethan Bonner makes the team. Well, Ethan Bonner is a cornerback, and he will definitely make the team.
Yeah, he's going to make the team because that's
and we can discuss more on it tomorrow because we're going to stay on just a little bit longer. I just wanted to keep going a little bit today with some of this. Ethan Bonner is probably, I would say, doubled his ability over last year.
Right.
And he was actually, thank you, Tim. I enjoyed being on the panel yesterday at TFT, or was it TFTG? Or yeah, I think so. Or was it the Twitter Talk? I forget which ones. I've been on so many different ones lately. Ethan Bonner actually is able to keep up with Tyreek in a lot of ways.
Nice.
Well,
So,
actually,
go ahead, Mr. Polk.
actually, Tyreek sort of endorsed Bonner last season because he was saying that we're not just me and Waddle are not just me and Waddle and most are not just best one on the team. He mentioned Bonner, and then Waddle mentioned it just
the other day.
Right, just the other day.
Yes, he said he's endorsing Bonner. So I don't see Bonner not making the team. If he doesn't make the team, that'd be a total shock.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually see Bonner as being CB3.
Yeah, because he from what I've been hearing, he's made some improvements.
He's made a lot of improvements, and it's all going to. It really is going to depend on Fuller, how well Fuller's doing. Fuller's our CB2 right now in a lot of ways.
I don't see Bonner leaving.
Okay, Tim. Yeah, TFTG. I had a good time on TFTG. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I didn't stay on all night. I hit the bed early, but Ramsey, Fuller, Cam Smith. I don't know. Cam Smith supposedly injured. He's not necessarily. Cater Kohu, Needham. Well, Needham's going to be a switch player. He's going to be used as safety some. I can see that right now.
Right.
Hooked up Joe, that's a good statement. I like that statement he just made.
Bonner is a good example of getting a player with physical abilities you can't teach and teaching them the rest.
Exactly.
Yes. That's 100% hooked up, Joe.
That is Ethan Bonner.
Okay, it's 7:13. I'm going to cut the show at 7:30. So if you want to join the panel, go ahead and jump on. Everybody's welcome. We welcome everybody, even people from other teams.
Absolutely.
A matter of fact, I think we might have an Atlanta Falcon fan on Wednesday night, or
yes, sir.
So, and
I'm actually going to contact her sometime tomorrow and see if I can get a video chat in with her so we can conversate and facilitate things and have her on Wednesday. And I'm going to try to connect her with the powers that be down there because she would like to actually do her blog, and she wants to sit there and talk to some Miami Dolphin fans at the joint practices this coming week with the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm going to try to definitely do my best to hook that up for her. Yeah, crazy Dolphin. Like we, what it comes down to is we all supposed to help out each other and look out for one another. And I've always told people when you do good, good comes back to you. So I have no problem helping out others that are willing and able and all that. And definitely looking forward to having this young lady on the show on Wednesday.
Well, Scotty says Needham, Campbell, Ramsey will all play both cornerback and safety, in my opinion. And I agree with you.
Right.
I could see that.
I agree too.
I've seen Scotty on some other platforms. Scotty has a great deal of knowledge on football. I give him his kudos on that. Scotty has a lot of knowledge of football, and hooked up Joe also, and Timothy Washington. Yep, all these guys got Good night.
Well, Tim saying, Fuller might end up being a surprise cut. We don't know. I mean, he hasn't heard his name like that yet, and we don't know what's going to go on. I mean, it's all a wait and see, as John always says. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of surprise cuts, I think. Maybe some good and some bad.
And Scotty, you're welcome. The reason why I brought you up is because I've seen you on other platforms. It's guys like you that can help people who are not people like myself. Because for a long time I've been away from football, so now I'm at the point in my life now where I'm trying to catch up. So it's people like you and Timothy and Hooked Up Joe that can help help us other guys catch up on football, especially the Miami Dolphins. So
And we'd love to have you on the panel sometime too. We're on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. to 10, Monday evening 5 to 6 p.m., and then Wednesday nights are big nights, 8:45 until whenever. Sometimes we got to cut them a little early because Saul's got to get his sleep. I need my sleep.
Yeah, buddy.
But usually we're on till at least 10 o'clock, usually 10:15, sometimes 10:30. We've gone as late as 11:15, I think, before.
Right.
And we probably will be again during football season sometime.
I wouldn't doubt it. This season seems like it might be a roller coaster ride, but I think it's going to be a roller coaster ride for the better, not the worse.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but these are, like I said, these are gonna be some tough cuts, but this is a good thing because we have so many, we have so many players on our roster,
Right.
and what have you, and it's a good
Yeah,
thing.
and real quick, Scotty says, I agree. This is the toughest 53 cut down. I don't expect any UDFAs this year. Hooked Up Joe says, I can't remember a tougher 53-man cut as much as we give Greer grief. And then Timothy says, I appreciate that, Crazy Dolphins. I just love talking about our team. And that's what we're here to do because we love to talk about our team as well. But if there's a UDFA that's going to make the team, I believe it could be Storm Duck.
Yeah,
There's been talk about him out there.
It's another one that's I've been hearing about too. I forgot his name, but yeah, Storm Duck is one of them. But it's another one out there they've been mentioning too. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. I probably save it for maybe tomorrow or find out for tomorrow or Monday.
Okay, Mr. Pote. And Scotty says we are also cleaning up out years with contracts. We are in good shape.
Right.
And see, that's why I some people really put down Chris Greer, and I'm not. With me, I think he's doing a good job.
Raphael says UDFA defensive end Murphy from UCLA.
See, no, it's not Murphy.
Murphy at edge.
Murphy, but Murphy is somewhat similar to, if I'm not mistaken, Jalen Phillips. From what I heard, I said similar. I'm not saying he's on the same level, no, but I think he plays a similar position as Jalen Phillips.
Well, what about Matthew Jones? Is that it?
Matthew Jones. I think this guy I'm thinking about, let's see. Is he a defensive back? No, it's not Matthew Jones. Boy.
Yeah, Tim's got 3 UDFAs on his watch list: is Storm Duck, Grayson Murphy, and Matthew Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hooked Up Joe says, as long as Storm Duck can make the practice squad, I'm happy just like saying the name. Well, that's where I want him to be out there playing and be able to make a shirt for him that says you've been ducked.
Mm-hmm.
And have him standing over a guy, an opposing guy that's on the ground and with like a duck head and a storm brewing up in the background.
Right.
Timothy, what position does Matthew Jones play? Who you talking about?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we have the depth. We have depth galore this year compared to any. I don't remember the last time we've had depth like this.
Right.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Now, something I'm going to bring up tomorrow is
Okay,
he plays right guard.
Okay, right guard.
Something I'm going to bring up tomorrow is the talk about there's still talk about the expansion to 18 games and either 1, 2, or maybe going down 2 or maybe even only 1 preseason game.
Okay, then
But they did say. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I'm reading. Yeah, Raphael's just saying Papa Paul Dolphins today worked out a player with last name with Goose. So it could be Duck and Goose.
Yeah.
Paul, do you think we roster 2 or 3 quarterbacks this year? Right now, I'm only seeing us rostering 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
Honestly, if anything, they might see if they can trade Mike White. Mike White has been terrible in practices, and I mean terrible. He's either couldn't hit the broadside of the barn or the ball's been in the dirt when I've been seeing him. Well, there's a Jay Colbert safety UDFA Raphael mentioned.
Okay.
But there's talk about if they do go to an 18 game, there'll be 2 bye weeks. They're talking being able, not necessarily upping the roster, but what would be on your practice squad can go to the games and be used at the games. So it is, in a sense, upping the roster, but it's the roster is only going to be what your practice squad is.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm about to mention if they're going to increase the game, increase the roster, but like you said.
Hoopart mentioned that Skyler had the best pass of the day today at practice. Well, Skyler's been out playing White all week long. And that's 100% facts, in my opinion.
Right.
Because a lot of passes I've seen from White were just plain and simple, not even catchable in the air and not even catchable off the ground.
Right.
Way short. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean,
Yep, John's famous words.
Yep, absolutely. Well, guys, I'm about to get off of here because I'm going to go get me something to eat.
Yeah, no problem. We'll go ahead and call it a minute. I just want to read these last 2 months. So, Scotty, yes, eliminate inactive players off the 53 and allow all 16 practice squad guys to play. Yes. So 69 total available players during the game. Pretty much that's what they're saying, yes. CB83, pull up next week.
Definitely. Look forward to having you, CB83.
And B. McD, yes, White does know his job's on the line. Y'all have a good night. We're going to go ahead and close it down. Peace, love, and fins up, everybody. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning.
Peace.
See y'all.
Have a good one, guys.
All right.